Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and we are back with episode 11 of Dr. Ameku, Dr. Detective. So we got part 2 of the uh, drowning man in a locked room. This is part 2, and it's a pretty straightforward episode. There are some interesting tidbits to know, but we begin off with Dr. Ameku and Kotori are at the car. I did forget that in the last part there was a joke between the two where she stated that she wanted to drive the car, but Kotori's like, no, you're not allowed to, and she's like, you can ask my sister. I have a perfect driving record, and kind of the implication she's maybe driven once or has never she's only driven once, or she's had a terrible accident in the past or something. It was a little bit of a funny bit, but it like right afterwards we run into our favorite good detectives, Detective Sakurai and Narus. They come to have a chat. They decide to have decide to have a dinner. Narus isn't the part of them, but Sakurai is. And they chat about the case. We learn some interesting tidbits. How that there is a video involved, which we'll get into, but there's a video. A maid took a video of the incident, and we kind of learn that Sakura doesn't believe that the Seiji is the one responsible. Just his instincts being on the force, 20 years working, being a police. But they're gonna have to arrest him and question him, and he's gonna have to be a suspect. He's the obvious case, even if he's the obvious murderer because he doesn't have an alibi, and he has the obvious alibi. So, and he's like the most likely suspect. So they're gonna arrest him, question him. He doesn't want to do it, but the evidence just kind of point towards them. So the Dr. Ameku and Kotori kind of have a plan. Well, if he's gonna get arrested, he's gonna get questioned. Then let's wait outside the police station and question him themselves. So they kind of wait there. They in the in between period they do have a bit of a funny moment where police officers are coming around, and they decide to kind of look at the car. And while that's happening, Kotori and Dr. Ameku are having a hug, and she's like, "Oh!" And as soon as they pass, I was like, "All right, now we're done." It's like, "Weren't you happy to have me hug you?" And he's like, "No." Like, it's like, what do you mean? Like, they have a little bit of a spat. It's like, I don't. It's like, you scared me kind of person. It's like, what, you don't want me to hug you or anything? It's just, he respects her, but he's just deeply afraid of her. So it's just kind of that funny. Like, she could be up to no good. She's always doing crazy stuff. So it's a nice, cute moment. But they get the chance to interrogate him. And it's very late at night, and we do find out that through their discussions, we find out I was actually right. He was cheating on the plastic surgeon nurse, Yuko Suguchi. The reason that Dr. Ameku knew is because he had cosmetic surgery where his injury, he had a w-plasty, which it basically means is they kind of make a scar into more triangle based. It's a fascinating thing to actually read about, just the little bits I read, but try to make a scar a little bit more presentable in public. So which is kind of interesting, and it kind of reminded me of Harry Potter scar, that infamous scar. It did actually look very W-esque, so it was kind of funny. Like, oh, she gave him a w-plasty and it's in the shape of a W. Just kind of a weird thing to see, but yeah. So they got him to confess to being in love with Yukiko, having a little affair, and they're like, all right, we got our answer. He's off the hook. Well, Sakurai has some bad news when he comes around. He's like, that's not going to work. See, because she's involved, she's not treated as kind of like a relative, so a lover. So she could essentially give him an alibi for for Sanji to murder his older brother. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm glad they had some little bit of logic about it like that. Like, yeah, that's not going to work. And he's like, well, I wish there was like basically a third party. Well, out of that way, we go to the father, Kuwata, Mr. Senior Kuwata, and they watch the video. Now, in the video, we see a couple of things. We see that he didn't perform CPR on his son, which I believe that was evident in the first episode. He didn't perform CPR because he kind of vomited. He didn't feel very well, so just seeing his dead son. And then, of course, the person who did do the CPR was his younger brother, Kojiro. And based off of my looking at the video, I think it was implied to show that he was alive, maybe? That Daki was still alive, like he kind of was able to expel the water, maybe based off of the mouth movements, whatever. That's just kind of how I saw him. Like, I watched both of them. Like, what did Dr. Ameku and Kotori see? I'm like, maybe he's still alive, and then in the process of going to the hospital, maybe Kuchiro Kuta passed away or something. Like, he killed him, and the episode kind of ends where they're about to meet the man, the most important figure. We see that he goes to the chairman's office, and Kotori and Dr. Ameku and the police officer are all there. Like, are you sure someone's gonna come? Like, yep, I'm pretty sure. They walk through the door. It doesn't look like it was Ryuichiro because he didn't have a cane. So I'm guessing it's Kuchiro Kuda. That's the one who's the murderer. I think that's most likely the most likely outcome. Most likely just based off everything we've seen. So we will see in the next episode. But yeah, it was a pretty straightforward episode. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. And I'm kind of glad on my theory that Seiji did have an affair. That was a very obvious tell. And I did like the interaction between Kotori and Dr. Ameku. Like, hey, I kind of thought she was going to do the hug. They were actually going to kiss, but it was just a hug, and it just looks like kissing from the outside. I'm like, oh, I kind of wish it would have been kissing, been a little bit more funnier, but she understood. She understood. Like, it's just a hug. We don't need to go the full way. I think kissing would have been a little too much for him. She respects boundaries. So good on Dr. Ameku, but she didn't read the room thinking that, oh, hey, most men might not want to be hugged like me, especially those who actually know me. She didn't pick up on that fact. And I don't know. I'd probably be raising a side eye. She kind of gives me the Maho vibe from I married the girl I hate most in my class, so Connie's younger sister. She definitely gives off that kind of vibe if you're getting hugged by her. It's like, what are you up to? But yeah, that was the end of the episode. I mean, I think it's probably my least favorite episode. It was just very straightforward, and like, I think they could have wrapped it up if they'd been given like a few more minutes or so. So yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to catch you guys later for the next volume of Digimon Liberator. Which one are we going to tonight? So episode 12, part 1. We'll be into part 2. We'll be finally meeting Medusamon and her ultimate level. And also probably Agumon, her sidekick or love interest evolution line. We only saw Cyclomon. We didn't see the Ultimate Omega. But we did find out one other thing. We did find out the baby, which I will discuss tonight. But anyway, I've rambled long enough. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. Make sure to check out the episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time for the finale. See you guys next Wednesday.